Have you ever looked at makeup brushes and thought, what on earth do all these do? Today, I'm breaking down the only brushes that you need as a beginner and what they do. Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kenya. I've been a makeup artist for a little over 5 years and I am on a mission to make makeup as simple as humanly possible for you. Now, we've already covered the things that we need to incorporate in our beginner makeup kit. If you haven't watched that video, make sure you check it out. Today, we want to talk about the tools that are essential in helping us create a flawless makeup look. So grab your notebook and pen, get yourself a favorite drink, and let's begin. Let's begin with face brushes. Now, when it comes to foundation, there's 3 common types of brushes. The first one is a flat foundation brush. This one is more traditional and it helps to spread foundation evenly on the skin. The next one is a dual fiber brush, and this one has 2 different types of bristles, which helps you create a nice natural finish. Now, the one that's more common and the one that I find myself reaching for most is the flat top brush. Now, as the name suggests, it has a flat top and it's very good at buffing the foundation into the skin. The way I like to apply foundation is I'll just take a brush, or you can use your fingers for this, and I'll try and make sure that I spread it evenly on my face. And then now we're going to go in with that flat top brush. You can also use one like this. And I'm just going to buff that into my skin. So just press the product into the skin until it disappears. Now, the other tool you can use to apply your foundation is a beauty blender. This one is already damp and that's how I like to use it. If it's dry, it's going to pick up product, and if it's too wet, you also don't want that. So I'm going to just use the same method I used to apply foundation to this side of my face. Going in with this side of my beauty blender, I'm just going to press it in. So we're going to do that until it disappears into the skin. This will give you a smooth, flawless finish, while the brush will give you more coverage. The foundation I just used is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 335. Next, let's talk about the powder brush. The powder brush is usually large and fluffy. Now, you want it fluffy because this means that it's going to place powder lightly as opposed to packing on a lot of product. Now, this is what we'll use to set our makeup to make sure everything stays in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some powder, just like that, tapping off the excess. Going to come and place it over our foundation, just like that. Next, let's talk about concealer. Now, I like to apply mine using a brush. You can also use your applicator to apply. You can use 2 ways to blend this in. You can use a beauty blender, and we're going to reach for the one that we use to apply foundation. What you want to do is, remember we used this side for foundation, so we're going to use the smaller side to blend our concealer. So I'm just gonna take that, hold it this way, and we are just going to press that into our under eye. So just like that. And again, blending is just press, press, press until it completely disappears into the skin. Now, the other way to blend concealer is to go in with a brush. Now, because it's this area under our eye, we're gonna go for a smaller brush. And honestly, you can just pick a dense eyeshadow brush. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. And that's what we're gonna use to blend this. So it's a matter of preference. If the beauty blender works for you, keep using the beauty blender. If you want to venture out and try something different, then you can just pick one of your eyeshadow brushes, the one that's slightly more dense, and use that to press product into your under eye. Now, you always want to remember to set any liquid or cream products you apply just to increase the longevity. And so we're going to be setting the concealer under our eyes. And for the area under the eyes, we want something smaller, something a bit more precise, so the big brush might not do it. So what you can use is this powder puff, which is just simply a triangular puff. And so depending on the kind of powder that you have, we're going to do it with both. So you can try it with the loose powder. The loose powder is this one. So I'm just going to pick up the product, and then what I like to do is just swirl it on the back of my hand to ensure even distribution. Then we're going to take our brush or beauty blender, whatever it is you use to blend your under eye, and just make sure you blend out any concealer that may have settled into the creases. And then now we're going to go in with our powder puff and press in that powder into the area where we applied concealer. Now, if you watched the beginner makeup kit video, I did say that there are two kinds of powders. That there is a compact powder, which is pressed powder like this one, and there is also the loose powder, which is what I just used. So if what you have is the loose powder, I've already shown you what to do. And then if what you have is a pressed powder, you're still going to do the same thing. Take your powder puff, you're going to swirl it on your powder, swirl it on the back of your hand to get rid of the excess product. And then you're just going to look up, make sure the area is blended, and then press in the powder. The reason why we're going in with the triangular powder puff on the under eye is just because it's really able to set the product and cause it to really just get into the creases because this area is small. For the rest of the face, you can get away with using a big brush because you just want the powder to be distributed lightly as opposed to packing on a lot of powder. So I hope that makes sense and that it clarifies things. Now, can you use this for the whole face? Sure you can, especially if you have oily skin, but I usually recommend let's go in with this under the eye or on the areas where we've applied concealer, and then let's use this for the rest of the face. Just in case you happen to love blush, I decided to throw in a blush brush, which is not compulsory for everyone, but if you like, you can get one. It's usually a medium-sized, slightly fluffy brush that's just going to help you apply the blush to the apple of your cheeks. I'm just going to demonstrate this. This is my blush palette, and I'm just going to pick up a bit of that color, dust off the excess. I'm just going to apply the blush. Okay, next let's talk about eye brushes, and I'm going to simplify this as much as possible. Number one, you want what we call a spoolie, and a spoolie is basically just an eyebrow brush. It's going to help you brush through your eyebrows. It's also going to help blend in the brow product so the brow looks more natural. If you'd like to see a detailed brow tutorial, I've already done a video on that, so make sure you check that out. The next brush you're going to get is the brow brush. Now, it can be flat, it can be angled, it can be round. But what you want is for it to be firm because this is what is going to help you create precision when you are trying to clean up your brows using concealer. For beginner eyeshadow, I actually just recommend that you get two brushes. So you're going to get a fluffy brush and a flat brush. A flat brush will help you pick up the colors that have a bit of shimmer, and it will help you just spread them with ease, while a fluffy brush is going to help just blend in the colors into the eyelid. We're going to cover more of that in the next video. Now, those are the brushes that I think are absolutely essential for beginners. Everything else can come later. If you've learned something so far in the video, please consider subscribing. Now, let's talk about cleaning your brushes. This is really important because dirty brushes can cause bacterial buildup, they can cause breakouts, and they're going to affect how your makeup turns out. Now, how often you clean comes down to how often you wear makeup. So for instance, if you're wearing makeup from Monday to Friday, you need to be washing your brushes at least once every week, okay? So let me show you how you do it. Assuming this is your brush, I like to use liquid soap, so dishwashing soap, or you can just use a bar of soap. What you want to do, you'll just use your hands, take your soap, place it on your hands, or take your bar soap and have it here. Then you're just going to swirl your brush, and as you do this, you'll notice that as a brush mixes with the product, it's going to just start releasing the dirt in the brush. And once you've done this, you want to rinse the brush under running water, making sure that the only part that comes into contact with the water is this part here. So avoid dipping or soaking your brushes in water. You can take a towel and squeeze out the excess water at this point, and then when drying it, you either dry it upright or this way, just flat. Please don't dry it this way because the water is going to get into this area, and this is where the glue that holds the brush together resides. So if this area is constantly exposed to water, your brushes will fall apart quicker, okay? I hope that helps. If you'd like to see a demonstration of me cleaning my brushes, I have one of those videos in my YouTube shorts, so make sure you check that out. In the next video, we're going to be creating a beginner-friendly eyeshadow look, so you want to make sure you stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you're here. Don't forget to like, to comment, to share this video with your friends, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!